So hello friends, Rian here, and today I'm actually pretty excited on this video today because I want to see the representation when it comes to how country in the Philippines. And this YouTube channel, I've been watching this a lot, especially in my younger years when it comes to when it comes to certain type of countries. I would love you to leave a comment. I want to react country and stuff like Germany and stuff, or maybe Croatia, or maybe in Europe, Africa, or maybe even Southern America, or even America in this case. It's called Geography Now, and he usually love talk about the cultures, the food and stuff when it comes to other peoples and stuff. I love to see other countries and stuff. I would love to react from them, seeing the other nations would be and stuff. I would be pretty interested if seeing and reacting to your type of country, of your traditions, culture, knowledge, language and stuff. So without further ado friends, before I'm going to play this video, hopefully you can leave a subscribe to my YouTube channel because I'm looking forward to getting 500 subscribers before this year, or maybe 1,000. So yeah, thank you for your help friends. So let's get right into the video about my country, the Philippines.
If you don't know anything about Asia, the Philippines is the jolliest of them all. They're just happy, fun, jolly people. And
you know what? It's been 3 years. I'm not taking this anymore. I've been pushed around, I've been threatened, I've been thrown into dungeon, I've been the butt of all the jokes. I'm the Filipino one. This is my time.
My time!
Ah! Welcome to the Philippines. My turn.
okay. It's time to learn geography.
Now! Hey everyone, I'm Ken, and as you know, I'm half Filipino. Years ago, I was looking for a job and I saw this ad.
There's actually a lot of Filipinos outside in America. Majority of our Filipinos or Filipinas, they're majority out there in other countries. That's why we have a brain drain here in the Philippines, because we don't have any type of experts.
Graphics animator on Craigslist. Paul and I literally met up at a Jollibee for my interview. He said I was his top 3 candidates.
In reality, there were only 3 candidates that applied, so technically I didn't lie, but yeah, the other 2 people kind of sucked, so yeah.
Oh, and back then I had this weird mustache and Paul's hair was basically this thing.
Ken and I have been talking for a long time, and we agreed Ken definitely has to be in this episode. You've come so far from that Craigslist Jollibee interview. You've earned this.
Damn.
Thanks. Handa na? Magsimula.
Mula na tayo.
Philippines is
Or also simula na tayo.
an interesting country because there's sort of a dichotomy between labels. If you ask a Filipino if they consider themselves Asian or Pacific Islanders, you might get contrasting answers.
What do you...
There's actually a lot of Filipinos that actually hate saying that we are Pacific Islanders or sometimes Asian. It's actually very weird. But I kind of consider us Indo, Pacific, Asian. We're kind of diverse people. I actually accepted that. I love for us to be a lot diverse. We're kind of Asian Islanders. We're also we're basically Asian Islanders, or sometimes a little bit of Hawaiian.
I always thought Pacific Islanders sounded kind of cool, so
Yeah.
I usually stuck with that. So first of all,
The Philippines is a tropical archipelago of over 7,000 islands, about 2,000 of which are inhabited.
That is a lot of
And
islands.
it is the largest island nation without any land borders or shared island territory with another nation.
the country is located in Southeast Asia, straddling the Philippine Sea in the north, the South China Sea in the west, and the Sulu and Celebes Sea in the south.
Just to skip away lies the island of Borneo, which is split amongst 3 nations, at the closest point only about 22 miles or 40 kilometers away from the nearest island that belongs to the Philippines.
Now, in
Interesting.
general, many people will refer to one of the 3 main
I didn't actually know if those type of islands even existed, because I don't know if they're even inhabited or something.
island cluster regions that people are a part of. There are Luzon in the north, where you can find the capital Manila and where
Yep.
half of the population lives, Visaya in the center, and Mindanao in the south.
Otherwise, the
Hey, Mindanao, my country, where I currently live, somewhere in the south.
nation is made up of 17 regions, one of which is autonomous, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao. This place has a high level of self-rule and autonomy appointed by the government. We'll explain more about this later.
If you want to be absolutely technical, Quezon City, a bit north of Manila, is the largest city in the Philippines. However, the surrounding 16 towns and cities by Manila are called Manila Metro, or the National Capital Region. And they
I
basically
never actually know, I thought Manila is an entire Manila city, but I don't know there's also a Quezon City, and I guess cut by districts in this
act
case.
as one unit.
Otherwise, the largest city outside of the NCR are Davao City in Mindanao and Cebu in
Yeah, my sister actually go there. She is currently in school in Davao City.
Visayas.
It's actually a beautiful city. It's so large. Goddamn, I thought I was in the outskirts of the city. It's usually there's already buildings in the outskirts of the city. There's a lot of forest, and then suddenly there's already buildings and houses. That's how big it is.
Manila has the busiest airport
or maybe I think the biggest like city. Well, it's the widest city in Davao. I think the biggest city is.
Ninoy Aquino International Airport, which is basically the hub that services the entire NCR. They also have the busiest shipping port at the Port of Manila.
Otherwise, the second largest airport is Cebu Mactan International, and rounding out for third place is Davao City Francisco Bangoy International.
In terms of land transport, though, the Philippines is well connected amongst the islands. In fact, the longest highway is the Pan-Philippine Highway that stretches about 3,500 kilometers across the country and connects.
I didn't actually know this type of highway existed, like running through the north and through the south here in Mindanao.
Luzon, Samar, Liet,
Like even my parents don't know about this type of road.
and Mindanao with underground tunnels connecting them.
Finally, the Philippines has only two territorial disputes: the state of
Kind of cool. Like I saw a Japanese flag when it comes to like the sign there, so I'm pretty sure the Japanese and the Philippines, try to work together making that highway, maybe, or like the tunnels and stuff.
Sabah in Malaysia on North Borneo. The territory once had been part of the Sultanate of Sulu, a Muslim state that existed the 15th century to the 20th century, and that's
This is basically like a lot of like Muslim here in the Philippines, and there's like a lot of conflict here too because of the Muslim, I guess the Muslim historical past when it comes to the Philippines, and majority of the Catholics and stuff like Catholic Filipino go down to the south to, I guess, colonize, Mindanao.
a whole other story.
As for the others dispute, as we mentioned quite a few times already, this whole area known as the Spratly Islands is a complete mess. If you don't know anything about this place, it basically goes like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty crazy. This is the map showing what everyone claims in the area. This big one right here is China's. Like, yeah, they just kind of pretty much went for all of it.
This has even led to a few skirmishes between nations that have built patrol stations on the island. And when they spot a ship that gets too close, things can get kind of ugly.
It's kind of like this.
Hey, what are you doing? This is my area.
I'm just doing some fishing and research here, you know?
Why do you have a shovel then? Are you building something? Or?
Well, technically, there's no land protruding from this reef, so there's no land claim.
So you're just gonna build your own land.
For research.
Anyway, here are some notable spots of interest.
Fort Santiago,
Magellan's Cross,
San Agustin Church,
Sagada Hanging Coffins,
Aguilando Shrine,
I never been all to these places. Like I'm mostly contained here in Mindanao because I'm poor.
Cebu's Temple,
Shrine of Mama Mary in Tagaytay,
the Lapu-Lapu Shrine,
Luneta Park,
MacArthur Landing Site,
Yeah, we also have like a statue of MacArthur because he usually like, I guess the allies in World War II in this case like try to, I guess, liberate the Philippines when it comes to like the World War II stuff.
Naui Rice Terraces.
Malacanang Palace,
Vigan has many historical and colonial buildings,
the various national museums of history and arts,
tons of amusement parks,
and that's not even including all the natural wonders of the Philippines. They have an underground river,
the most amazing, beautiful beaches in the universe.
hills that look like lumps of chocolate,
And there's an island in a lake, in an island, in a lake, in an island.
Island.
We should hang out sometime.
Yeah, when you have 7,000 tropical islands on a volcanic arc.
Yeah, that's usually like, I think that's called the Taal volcano because there's like a lake inside the volcano. I think it exploded like a very huge stuff. That's why it's being filled like, water for a long time. So it's like a water within, it's like a lake within an island within a lake. There's like very tiny island within that lake.
Archipelago.
I think that's where basically it ends because that very small island within a lake and then an island around it with a lake. Or even like an island with that and then the ocean.
So chances are things can get pretty crazy landscape-wise. Which brings us to...
Geography.
The actual physical land of the Philippines is the biggest treasure you will find here for sure. Anyway, the Philippines lies on the Ring of Fire and is specifically on a tectonic plate named...
Yes, actually makes things beautiful and it's also earthquakey. So, the earthquakes here are very, 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 very crazy. And not only that, also we're part of the Pacific, so there's a lot of hurricanes here. So hurricanes and I guess hurricanes and earthquakes.
and about 95% of the land is made up of the 11 largest islands.
The country was essentially formed through the tectonic activity between the Philippine, Manila, and the Mindanao Trenches, the Mindanao being the second deepest in the world.
This makes the country susceptible to small earthquakes and minor volcanic activity.
About 53 active volcanoes can be found in all of these largest
Oh yeah,
islands.
also volcanoes and stuff. Like I think there's even a recent news about like a volcanic eruption somewhere in I think somewhere here in the Visayas.
Islands, except for Palawan. The most famous and picturesque of these include these three.
See this island here, Camiguin? It actually has more volcanoes than towns on it. 7 versus 5, making it the place with...
We actually been to Camiguin. We call it Camiguin. They also, Americans when they say like Filipino stuff, they say Camiguin. we go to Camiguin. But sometimes you can just say it. This is actually very funny and very amusing when it comes to like Americans saying like our words in here.
The most number of volcanoes per square kilometer in the world.
In fact, the tallest peak in the
Wow.
Philippines is a potentially active volcano, Mount Apo, located in the South Mindanao area.
The country has numerous mountain ranges and highlands that dip into the fertile valleys, the largest range being the Cordillera Range in the North Luzon area, hooking into the Sierra Madre Range on the east side, which feeds the longest river of the country, the Cagayan, that flows into the Cagayan Valley.
This valley, along with the Central Luzon Valley, are the largest arable croplands and produce nearly all of the rice in the Philippines.
The Visayas are known for growing the most sugarcane, whereas Mindanao specializes heavy in coconut and fruit production.
It's kind of interesting because here in Mindanao too, because there's like a lot of like flat lands here. There's also like a lot of rice stuff here in the Philippines. Like majority of them are like rice fields. Like majority of the road, like especially when you go through, there's like a lot of palm trees and a lot of like rice trees. Like I never seen like a lot of banana trees. So yeah,
And the largest
I just say rice trees.
lake in the country, Lake Laguna de Bay, which is actually in the caldera of a dormant volcano.
The lake has a weird detached island called Talim and is actually drained by the Pasig River that flows through the capital, Manila.
And finally, the country is the heart of typhoon territory. They can come at almost
Yeah.
any time of the year. The nation will experience on average about 20 of the turbulent storms annually, which often flood to their many river systems. But yeah, if anything, Filipinos are the most cyclone-adapted people on Earth. They're used to it. The water has always been kind of their thing. Swimming, sailing, fishing.
Just not exactly quite diving into it.
Otherwise, the Philippines is one of the 17 mega-diverse nations on
Yeah.
Earth.
They actually have the largest level of marine biodiversity in the world within their waters and the highest rate of animal discovery on the planet.
Yeah, this is usually I've been to like Bohol and stuff. Like I've seen the chocolate hills and stuff. We also get to watch like tarsier. Like these are like small monkeys with big eyes.
Planet with 16 new mammal species that were
Oh
discovered.
yeah, we also have like this, like a sugar. I think this is sugar glider. Kind of sad. Like we actually own one of these because like very quick story. Like there was like I think my dad saw this like trying to like glide and stuff. Like she falls. Like she was actually like a pregnant sugar glider. Like she actually born like this type of like species, and we don't actually know what it is. I actually tried to research it, and yes, we found eventually it is a flying lemur, or also known as a sugar glider.
in the past decade alone.
They have everything from
The longest snake in the world, the reticulated python.
the largest fish in the world, whale sharks,
7 of the 8 known species of giant clam are found in the Philippines.
the world's smallest hoofed animal, the Philippine mouse deer.
And their national bird is the largest eagle in the world.
Economically speaking, the Philippines is considered a newly industrialized nation. It is transitioning out of becoming an agricultural-based system to a service and manufacturing-based one. They have like 3 of the top 10 largest malls on Earth.
Ooh, just you wait. I'm taking the top spot soon.
They're one of the fastest growing economies in Asia and has the 34th largest
We also like I also heard a fact that we also have the biggest IKEA malls than all IKEA in the world.
GDP purchasing power parity has surpassed the $2 trillion mark.
Basically, the Philippines is
But it's kind of unfortunate that majority of us are still poor.
definitely becoming a key power player in the world stage. It's like,
We're so rich.
Wealth and prosperity.
someday. For what it's worth,
Yes.
though, mining, fishing, and agriculture are strong industries as well. They are currently the world's largest nickel and abaca or Manila hemp producers, and the second largest coconut producer after Indonesia.
Tourism, though, is another important industry, taking
Yes,
up about
tourism.
8% of their GDP, employing over 3 million people.
And now, food. Now, in the Philippines, every region has their own specialty and culinary strange.
Yeah, every dish looks like a fairy exploded.
Lots of dishes you could eat kumakain kamay, or eat with your hands.
Yeah, pretty much
Yeah.
everything has rice, and then
Sometimes we kind of call it boodle fight. Like call it like a boodle fight. I don't know why we call it boodle fight. I don't know what's the lore there, but yeah, we call it like boodle fight, or also known as like we just eat with our hands. Hopefully you wash your hands before your hand.
you're gonna get a lot of grease and salt and vinegar and a lot of like, I don't care if that looks like it goes there or not, I'm still gonna eat it anyway. Right, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's Filipino food.
Yeah.
There's really no official national
Hopefully it's not like, very unhealthy to do that, because, like a lot of majority of our foods are actually like unhealthy and stuff. Wise, like, when it comes to like dirty hands or like things that you can get like parasite and stuff, like, bacteria and stuff. But it's kind of like shocking like how healthy that is. Like we are all just eating with our hands.
dishes that are well known for are adobo, lumpia, and sinigang.
And in the non-Muslim parts,
Hell yeah.
lechon is a huge deal.
There are also dishes like
Tagalog steak,
tinola,
pansit luglug,
kare-kare,
sigsig,
tapsilog,
balut,
kinilaw,
and my favorite Filipino dish, palabok.
Yes, palabok. Yes, palabok. There's a lot of like well, a lot of like Americans didn't actually eat palabok. It's actually very crazy, like how much they would love to taste palabok. Palabok is so good.
Nice little lemon juice on it. I actually got this at Jollibee. If
The last time I actually react for like foreigners like try to eat palabok was they don't actually like it. They just rate it mid.
you don't know what Jollibee is, it's like the most popular fast food chain in the Philippines. It's like if McDonald's and KFC adopted a Filipino baby and they even added spaghetti to their menu for some reason.
Otherwise, Filipinos
Yeah.
are dessert experts. They love their ube. Ube everything. Ube
And halo-halo and ice cream. And I think it's also there's like very small stuff. I actually forgot what it's
ice
called.
cream. Ube bread. Ube pie. Ube cakes.
Oh, they also have like sapin, and cassava cakes. Those are the best
I eat cassava cakes, but I never eat sapin before.
desserts in my opinion.
They also have halo-halo, leche flan, turon, bukok pandan, and puto. What you call me? If you're either Latin American or Spanish, you may notice some of those foods are also found in Latin cuisine. And there's a reason for that.
Yeah, we'll explain that in...
He's really loving that palabok. I also love palabok, and that's like S tier for me.
Now-
I would actually love to rate and tier like food someday. Hopefully, I can make those type of videos where I rate a tier list when it comes to like food and stuff someday. Hopefully, if I will get that in the February when I get like 500 subscribers when it comes to my YouTube channel. So hopefully, you can help me like get subscribers.
Only in the Philippines can you find people
I'm actually pretty excited making those type of
that have
videos.
Spanish names, speak English, celebrate an Austronesian culture, and cook Chinese.
General MacArthur
Yes.
once said, "Give me 1,000 Filipino soldiers and I will conquer the world."
Yeah, for some reason, Filipinos are like the best
You can only conquer the world as much as how much you know the world, and its intelligence and stuff, because knowledge is the key of winning.
friends of Asia. Filipinos still have the best attitudes and smiles. They even give time off felony sentences if the prisoners volunteer to take part in a Michael Jackson dance performance to the public.
I actually heard that was actually a sad story that they actually tried to, I guess, put this in a way to gain social media and stuff. Like they just tried to get all the prisoners to like, be happy and stuff. But it's actually like a way for them to, I guess, what you call this, gain social points in social media just to gain some likes and stuff. So it's kind of sad actually that they've been like enslaved and stuff in a way that they just try to use them for, I guess, social media points.
But we're getting ahead of ourselves. First, the graph. The country has about 110 million people and is the 8th most populated country in Asia and the 12th most populated country in the world.
There are about 175 ethno-linguistic people groups.
Whoa, we're the 12? Wow, that's actually a lot. We're the 12th world
in
population.
the Philippines, the majority of whose languages are Austronesian.
I mean, a lot of Filipinos are also like outside from the Philippines, so we might be actually more than that.
Of these groups, the largest ones are the Tagalog at about 28%, 13% are Cebuano, 9%
30%
are
Cebuano.
Ilocano, and 8% are Bisaya.
Bisaya. Bisaya, I don't know. Sometimes Bisaya and Cebuano are actually the same. So I'm actually the 8%, 8%ers here, and my family side are actually Ilocano.
The rest are made up of other groups plus a small minority of non-native citizens, mostly Asians and Americans.
It's important to note, though, that the Philippines has about 10.2 million people overseas
Yeah.
worldwide.
Oh.
It is one of the largest diaspora populations, spanning over 100 countries. The
Countries,
U.S. alone has about 4 million.
I mean, they were at one point colonized by the US, so go
Yeah.
figure.
They use the Filipino peso as their currency, they use the types A, B, and C plug outlets, and they drive on the right side of the road.
Oh, and keep in mind the word Pinoy is synonymous with something that is Filipino. You might see that used a lot.
Now back to the ethnic
Yeah.
groups thing. Since there are
Pinoy or Filipino?
over 175 of them, you would think, how do they all communicate?
Well, the Philippines has two official languages. English, which makes them the 5th most English-speaking nation on earth, and Filipino, which is the standardized version of Tagalog. The Philippine Tagalog language
I actually speak like Bisaya. That's why I'm actually a trilingual. Like I can speak like 3 languages. Like I can speak English, I can speak like Tagalog. So gandang maligaya kayo. Hindi ako magaling, okay? I'm not good at like, Tagalog and stuff. And also Bisaya. So, pasin gusto mo maging happy. So, we don't actually have another word rather than happy. We actually just say maligaya, which is actually a word for Tagalog, also known as, happy. But, kung gusto mo, sometimes gusto is also like Tagalog, which just means that you like something. So yeah, but if you don't know how much different our language when it comes to Tagalog and Bisaya, friends, usually when we say chair, like the word chair in Tagalog, we say upuan. So upuan is like chair in Tagalog, and in Bisaya we call it lingkuranan. So chair, so in Bisaya we call it lingkuranan. In in Tagalog we use it upuan, and Bisaya we call it lingkuranan. So in English, we call it a chair. So that's how widely different our languages are.
Spoken today is a very different from pure Tagalog. It actually has about 14% Spanish, 10% Malay, and 7% English mixed into it with a slew of other borrowed loanwords. You can see the influence in words like pintalador, guapo, zapatos, and familia. Often, Filipinos will
familia.
substitute an F with a P.
Yeah, FOP and VFOP. So that's why we don't have words for vase, we call it vase.
B with a B.
Or a V with a B.
Yeah, same with Koreans, actually. Yeah. High five with minimal consonants.
Yay!
Oh, and fun fact, Ken taught me this. In Tagalog, you can actually say an entire conversation just using the syllable ba. For example,
Yes.
Ba, ba ba, ba ba, ba ba ba, ba 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 ba, ba 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 ba, ba ba.
Yeah. That's usually like ba 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 ba. Yes. Like really going down? Yes, going down. That's usually what it really means.
ba, ba 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 ba.
Ba ba ba.
Well, that was
Yeah. Ba ba ba. Sometimes you say ba 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 means really, then ba ba means really going down. Like ba ba ba. Yeah, that's really what it's saying. It's it's a little bit confusing, but it's usually like the way we tonally like say the word. Sometimes like ba 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 means going down, or ba we call it like a mouth or a chin,
fun. Otherwise,
or baba, like baba means like to carry.
in the Visayas and Mindanao area, Cebuano is a common language, as well as the other regional tongues like Waray
Really, I thought here is Bisaya. We kind of call it Bisaya.
and Daboeno.
They even have the only Spanish-based Creole in Asia, Chavacano, located in Zamboanga City. Now, the Philippines is unique in that over
Yeah, it's kind of cool. Like the Chabacano, some Spanish people can actually understand them.
the past few centuries, they've gone through 3 periods that shaped their identity.
Before European
Yeah.
intervention, the Philippines has had a multitude of early civilizations that built kingdoms and dynasties like the Tondo, the Namayan, the Pangasinan, and the Sulu Sultanate.
Many of these kingdoms had their own indigenous writing systems, such as the Babayan, Buhid, Eskayan, and Kulitan.
Genetically,
I actually love those type of writing systems.
Filipinos are classified as belonging to the broader Austronesian people group, with their closest cousins being the Micronesians,
Yeah, sometimes we kind of call ourselves Austronesians, Pacific Islanders, Asians.
like the Mariana Islanders, Guam, and Palau.
Although over the years, many people have mixed, and today it is speculated that somewhere around 1/5 or more of the population may have some kind of Chinese ancestry. After the Spanish came in, they adopted many of the customs, traditions, and cultural traits which have Spanish roots. Their own country is named after Spanish King Philip. The biggest trait,
Yeah.
though, would be the fact that they are predominantly Catholic, at about 81% of the population adhering to the faith.
The rest are mostly Protestant, with a small Muslim minority in the South Mindanao area.
The Philippines is the largest Christian nation in Asia, 5th largest Christian nation on Earth, and 3rd largest Catholic nation after Brazil and Mexico.
They have so many holidays and festivals devoted to Catholic themes like All Saints Day, Holy Week, and Easter, and of course, the largest one, Christmas.
The Philippines has the longest Christmas season out of
Yeah, our Christmas here start on September.
anywhere else on Earth.
Okay, so now we're just gonna rapid fire a list of 12 fun cultural facts for the Philippines.
Filipinos have a ton of superstitions. For example, whistling at night will turn you into a werewolf.
For formal
I don't know that. Like I used to like whistle at night, and it's actually just pretty okay. As long as you don't like shout at the night, as long as you also don't sell salt at the night, it's also not good. Also, you don't sweep at night too. That's actually a very weird superstition. Like you're not allowed to do that. Also, if you're usually talking, all about death and stuff, you usually like knock on wood. So yeah, I'm pretty sure like American also have this type of like cultural superstitional belief where we knock on wood. Yeah, we have that.
occasions, you may see Filipinos wearing traditional barongs for men and Maria Clara or mestiza dresses for women.
There are many other traditional costumes and customs for the other 170 ethnic groups. Too many to cover, but it goes everywhere from feathers, coconut fibers, hair dresses, tribal tattoos, and so on.
Speaking of which, the Philippines dominates major international beauty pageants with a grand total of 15 victories at the Miss Universe, Miss World, Miss International, and Miss Earth competitions.
Basketball and boxing are the most popular sport by far. They have the oldest basketball league in Asia and the second oldest in the world after the United States. And come on, we all know Pacquiao.
The Philippines is the leading nation to train and export nurses abroad. It's been said at one point, every Filipino has their should I just drop everything and become a nurse moment in their life crisis.
That's a fact.
For me, I usually go for the tech stuff, but I actually used to go and like learn psychology and stuff because human psychology and stuff like sociology. Like I love human beings. Like I love to hear about their stories and stuff, like how they will come true. Like humans are also very random and stuff. Like I really still love, even today, still learning about psychology, about myself, about other people. It's actually a very fascinating subject, but I kind of dropped that to a lot more, more I guess, centric in a way that I'm actually more passionate about, which is technology and stuff. That's why I'm actually looking forward to actually making some reactions about technology and stuff, about Linux systems, about GitHub and stuff. So yeah,
I've had those. And the word balikbayan means returner or returning family. It
Yeah.
is used when someone comes back from expat work abroad.
You might hear the honorific title of Po or Opal for
Opal.
elders, and a lot of people often raise the backs of the hands of their elders to
I guess this is a way for us to adapt in a way we don't kiss like the back of the hands of someone who is elderly. Like we just like put it on the forehead rather than
their
kissing.
forehead as a sign of respect and say bless.
Yeah.
In the Philippines, you have your name and you have your Pinoy nickname, and they get really weird and creative. Pepsi, Bing Bong, Jelly Boy, Pinky, Bum Bum, and Earl.
Yeah, Earl for women. But usually, friends, my nickname is usually Yan Yan. That's why I call this channel Kuya Yan, because that's usually what they name me. So yeah, my name is usually Brisbane. My full name is Brisbane. Yes, it's the city of Australia because my dad is just bad at naming stuff. But usually the lore of my name is when it comes to like my dad, he was calling his my uncle usually like his brother-in-law, his brother usually, like he's usually going abroad. He work on a shipping stuff, like transporting like products and stuff. Like he's kind of like a seaman in this case, like he's a sailor. So he was landing in the city of Brisbane, Australia. So that's my dad, got the inspiration of my real name, Brisbane. And I don't know how they call me Kuya Yan. I guess they just like saw that. And there's actually like a lot of Yan in this case. Like even like female too. Like female can be Yan. Like so there's Ate Yan. So yeah, it's just a very conflicting name. So it's actually pretty hard for me to like rename my YouTube channel because I'm just like Kuya Yan or Yan in this case. Also, friends, Kuya means brother or sometimes sir if you can say sir. So Kuya means brother, Ate means sister. So the channel name is actually just Brother Yan. So
Every Filipino on every island in every region can tell you Filipinos are obsessed with karaoke. The first karaoke machine was actually patented by a Filipino, Roberto del Rosario, even though some Japanese dude invented it, but he patented it.
Obviously, that means music is a big deal in the Philippines. Besides taking modern cues from American pop, they also have traditional styles. Instruments include things like kudyapi, kilitang, gimbal, kubing, and togali.
In addition, there are many different styles of dance, but the most famous one considered the national dance is tinikling, a dance done between two pairs of perpendicular bamboo poles that are clapped together as percussion
that's actually very painful if you messed up this type of dance.
tools, and the dancers must weave their feet in and out in the spaces before getting hit or tripped.
Yeah.
Now, on a bit of a more objective note, we do have to talk about some of the controversies.
The Philippines is beautiful, but if you've been keeping up with current events, they do have their fair share of issues that have made headlines. We don't
Especially corruption and stuff.
sugarcoat everything here.
Human trafficking, whether in the sex industry, slavery, or organ smuggling, has been
There's even like news about like underage children has been like posting by their parents, actually by foreigners, like just so parents are deliberately like sending pictures about their own children. That's actually very sad.
a problem in certain areas. And
Yeah.
even though anti-trafficking
There's also like war when it comes to like the south, Mindanao stuff. Usually it's relatively peaceful, but yeah, there's still like those ongoing insurgencies until today.
acts have been passed by the government, enforcement has not always been on par.
The drug trade has also been
Yeah.
a major inconvenience for decades, affecting millions of people in the country.
And also there's like a massive like genocide by the Duterte administration. So yeah, there's like a lot of stuff here that is very rough to like, and also the poor stuff like we've been still like living until today. But it's kind of very fascinating because no matter how much how much bad these all stuff are, when it comes to looking at like Filipinos and stuff, they're actually like very nice. Like no joke, like people always say like Filipinos are the nicest and the smartest people in the world. No shit, man. Like every time I go, like even though I'm the only one who's like very aware that I'm depressed and this world is meaningless, people are actually just happy and ignorant. I'm like always dissociative. Like why am I different here? I feel like I don't belong. Like I always feel that I don't belong.
This has led to
Like I speak more fluently in English than Bisaya and Tagalog, so that's how different I am, I guess, or maybe it's just my ego.
the new controversial laws instituted by President
Yeah.
Duarte, which encouraged the public to seek bounty
Kind of weird that he call him Duarte. We call him Duterte.
in exchange for hunting down drug pushers. Many have died in the process.
Yeah.
Finally, you have the Moro conflict, an insurgency in the predominantly Muslim Mindanao
Yeah.
region. which sought to take parts of eastern Malaysia and break away through conflict. The fight has been going on for nearly half a century, and now it's just ending at the turn of the 21st century.
Kind of.
For what it's worth, though, in the Philippines, everyone is family at the end. You don't have to be related to anyone to call someone ate or kuya. There's even
Kuya,
a word.
yeah. Hey, Kuya. Yeah, that's why I named my channel Kuya Yan, because, you know, I'm just a brother. Like, we can all be brothers, you know. I can call you my Kuya and my ate. So, we always have this, like, family-ish culture-wise. Like, we're always here together, you know, no matter how much the hardships that we've been through. That's what I love about being Filipino and being, being in my country, and what I'm proud of. Like, no matter where you are, you know, you're a Filipino to me. Like, we can call ourselves family.
Bayanihan, which
I can't believe, like, I'm almost tearing up
means
right
one
now.
another through community spirit without expecting anything in return. In any case, we gotta finish off this segment with history.
Austronesians.
Tribal kingdoms and sultanates.
This guy came to the islands.
Catholicism comes in.
Lapu-Lapu and Magellan dies in battle.
5 Spanish dudes followed through.
They finally become a colony of Spain.
The galleon trade.
British Philippines.
And then back to Spain.
Yeah, I didn't actually know that British invaded the Philippines.
The Treaty of Paris.
Philippine Revolution.
The Spanish-American War.
First Philippine
Yeah, the Spanish Filipino. The Spanish Filipino War. Yeah,
Republic. Philippine American War.
American
yeah, the Philippine American War. That is brutal. That's very brutal. Yeah, we Americans we used to be enemies in the Philippines. You used to be our biggest like enemies, and until you know the Japanese war and stuff like that, you actually like help us. So thank you, Americans.
occupation.
But I still like say fuck you to all the Spanish colonialism. Of course, I love the current Spain right now. I love my I don't know what's it called to all Spanish there. I guess I love my all Spanish brothers and sisters, but man, your ancestors, fuck them.
War II, Japan invades.
American pushes them back.
Finally, Philippine independence.
Ferdinand Marcos turns from president.
Oh my god, this guy ruined everything. And it's kind of very sad. Like a lot of Filipinos actually not Marcos, like they have a very weird bias where they actually like love Marcos in this case and even love Duterte in today's world. Like they're not good leaders. Like Duterte killed like a lot of Filipinos, unfortunately, and this guy, Ferdinand Marcos, like he is the most corrupt person that unfortunately ruined everything from us here in the Philippines. It's kind of very weird because there's actually a part where Philippines are actually like improving as a country before Ferdinand Marcos, because we've been like we're allies in the Americans, so we're actually being supported by the Americans to improve our country in the past. So yeah, until this guy comes around and being supported by the Americans, so fuck you, Americans. Why are you supporting this corrupt guy? I know you're trying to, try to contain the communism, but that's not helping,
And it's
man.
a dictator.
Martial law.
This guy gets killed because he was against the regime.
People power revolution in 1986.
Growth from agricultural society to an industrial one.
And here we are today. And now we finish off with
Still nothing changed. We're still poor and corrupted, unfortunately.
the condensed. Some famous people you guys, the Pinoy geography suggested we mention in this episode include
Lapu-Lapu.
Jose Rizal, these two saints,
Melchora Aquino.
Manuel L. Quezon,
Lacan Dula. Josefa Yanes Escoda. And Vicente Lim.
Carlos Peña Romulo.
And all the Miss Universe winners. And there's a ton of Americans with Filipino or partial Filipino descent.
Yeah, you can see there's lots of
Yeah.
American Filipinos. Those two get along pretty tight.
We'll explain more on how that happened in...
Friend zone.
Because of the long history in the Philippines being colonized by two major Western powerhouses, it would make sense that it would have ties with the outside world in many different ways.
For friends, the Philippines is generally close with all the ASEAN nations and does great
Yeah.
business with them, particularly Indonesia and Malaysia, their closest neighbors.
The Marshall
Shout out to Indonesia and Malaysia. I actually really love to see like the southern part of the Philippines. Southern part of Philippines. In Asia, the southern part of Asia.
Islands, Palau, and the federal states of Micronesia are all cousin countries, many of which have Filipino migrants in them, and they all share the same history of being former U.S. territories and U.S.-influenced states.
Of course, Spain will always be in the back of their minds as the former colonizer that they gained much influence from. Although Filipinos are not considered Latino, the Spanish and many
Yeah, we're not considered Latino. That's how much we hate the Spanish.
Americans kind of see them as like the adopted Asians that totally fit in their family. It's like,
No. No.
come on, you're Catholic, you eat flan, every fifth word you speak is Spanish, you're basically one of us.
Interestingly enough, the
Yeah.
relationship with Mexico has historically been always
Yeah, Mexicans, we're brothers, but Spain, they're not our mother, okay? Your mother can go fuck themselves.
strong. The Philippines was ruled under a Mexico-based
No, I don't actually hate the Spanish, actually. I just hate the history and, the atrocities. I guess the Americans too. Like I also hate how much they actually like kill much of our, our fellow countrymen. They actually put them in concentration camps. That's how like, brutal the Americans were.
Viceroy.
But the Spanish are also the one who have been like the long ongoing, colonialization from our country. So yeah,
Royalty of New Spain.
still love Spain though. Spain today, Spain before, not good.
The Manila galleons were Spanish trading ships, which for 2.5 centuries linked the Philippines with Mexico across the Pacific Ocean, making 1 or 2 round-trip voyages per year between the ports of Acapulco and Manila. And Mexican traditions were brought in, like the Day of the Dead and Champurrado.
When it comes to their best friends, however, most Filipinos would
I love champurrado, so thank you Mexicans. Thank you for your food, man. I love champurrado.
probably say, even though colonial years were a little
It's usually S tier. Champurrado to me is S tier.
bit bumpy, ultimately the USA and South Korea.
South Korea was one of their closest best friends from the 20th century on. World War
Really?
II really bonded with them after the Japanese occupation years, and they supported each other diplomatically.
Koreans
And that's actually a cool thing too. Like we also love like culture when it comes to South Korea and stuff like K-pop or even like animations and stuff or even their music and stuff like and also their boba tea. Like there's a lot of Koreans also K-drama and stuff like a lot of Filipinos also love K-drama, so that's actually very cool stuff that we have, a relationship when it comes to like South
are
Korea.
the diverse demographic that visit the Philippines. Koreans kind of admire the fact that even though they were both influenced by the US, Filipinos speak better English, whereas Filipinos practically obsess over Korean products and media.
Yeah.
Ah, us.
That's
Korea.
why
Yeah, basically friends like I guess in this case like Barb's the one who get this channel, the main guy is actually a Korean.
For the USA, ties were close ever since they became their colony in 1898. The US also had the largest number of overseas Filipinos at over 4 million, most of whom live on the West Coast states like Hawaii and California. They are one of the oldest Asian partners of the US. They have a mutual defense treaty, and they are the largest export partner and second largest import after China.
I think Philippines are also like the biggest, pawn here in Asia for American, state of influence and get, to check like China's, power of influence here in Asia. So actually kind of cool too, like we have an ally that we can back on just in case, China invade us. But it's kind of weird, like I always like wonder like if America will always, protect Taiwan if it ever get invaded. It always makes me wonder.
American pop culture dominates much of the youth influence. Hollywood
I think I also heard on US friends, like I think somewhere on Twitter, like war games and stuff, where when it comes to like, China, when China tried to invade Taiwan, it's actually pretty expensive for them to invade Taiwan, which is actually very fascinating in their war games. It's actually very fascinating, like how fortified that island is.
studios
It's not easy to invade Taiwan.
love filming there, and Gallup polls have shown that the USA is favored on average by over 90% of the people asked, making it one of the most pro-American countries on the planet. And Ken, you take the conclusion.
In conclusion, if you enter a room full of Asians, you definitely know who the Filipinos are. While everyone's so uptight, we're the ones singing karaoke and somersaulting. You could just feel the energy of a Filipino.
I also love like try to sing in karaoke.
There's a touch of Latin flavor with American pop undertones. But in the end, no matter what island, you're immediately considered part of the Pinoy family.
Ken, you're one of
Hell
my best
yeah.
friends. I love you, man. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks. Stay tuned. Poland is coming up next.
Ah, very fascinating. So yeah, friends, I guess that's the end of the video. I would love to like hear what you would love for me to like see, to react on. Like, I wonder like what's your favorite country and stuff, or maybe your own country for me to like see and watch, and I'll be pretty excited to see that. And yeah, friends, I guess I have nothing else to say. I'm pretty sure they already said what I always want to say from the end. Like we're all family here, each other, so. It's actually very fascinating, like how we are very family oriented. Like family for us, like we always want to connect each other and stuff, and try to have like a greater understanding for each other. So we also have that familial community and stuff. So it's like that's what I love about like the Philippines. Like I really love our philosophy and culture about like Filipino community and stuff. And yeah, it's had a deeper meaning and soul to it. So that's what I also love about it. So yeah, friends. So I'm very happy and very excited to see what your comments would say of what countries I would try to react. So thank you friends for watching and good afternoon.